Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. Now, you know that Miss Tasha always wears what color? Purple. Well, you guys, I have purple, but see, I have purple, but my theme today is apples, all about apples. And then I'm having two kind of fun, cute things at the very end. But of course, I have to do this one because you all know what Miss Tasha loves to eat, don't you?
I love chocolate.
I know. All right, are you ready? First one was originally called Ouch, but it's Apple Trouble. And look what one of my friends gave me. This is a little hedgehog with an apple. Can you believe it? I know. Charlene Arnberg, wonderful, wonderful, 90, well, I'm not going to say how old lady. All right, here we go. Apple Trouble. It's by Raghild Smell. I have no idea. Scamell. Illustrated by Michael Terry. Copyright 2006. The publisher is Tiger Press, an imprint of Magi Publishers and Scholastic. All right, here we go. Apple Trouble. Oh, by the way, Little Oak gave this to me for my birthday in 2011. So you can tell I've been reading a while. All right, here we go. I'm going to put you over here so they can see. Hedgehog just finished building her winter nest under the old apple tree. Not too large, not too small. Just right for a long winter journey. See, there's an apple. Plop! Suddenly, a juicy red apple landed on her back. Ouch! Squeaked Hedgehog. She curled up in a spiny ball, hoping it wouldn't fall off. But when she uncurled, the juicy red apple was still there. Hedgehog tried to squeeze herself, and the apple turned into the beautiful new nest. She tried to get into the nest. No, she couldn't get in. No, because she had an apple on her back. The nest was too small. Oh, dear. So what kind of animal? Squirrel. Good. Squirrel, scurrying past with an armful of brown nuts, stopped to help. Well, he pushed, and he struggled, and he heaved, and he tugged. But the juicy red apple stayed right where it was. Worse yet, 3 of Squirrel's brown nuts got caught in Hedgehog's spines. So now she had a juicy red apple and 3 brown nuts on her back. Okay, next she sees, who is this? Oh dear, wailed Hedgehog. Winter's coming and I can't get into my nest. What will I do? Try rolling on your back. Snorted Pig trotting up. That'll get rid of them. Okay, so she gets over and she's going away and everything. Her arms are going. And when she got back up, she now has a pear and a dead leaf. Oh dear, so there was a small green pear and a crumpled brown leaf. Oh dear, said Hedgehog, and she rolled her eyes. But up in the sky, sailing toward Hedgehog, she saw a colorful piece of paper. Sorry, it's blue, not purple, but can't do it. This way, she ran fast and fast, and that paper drifted and, of course, landed on her back. So now she has a juicy red apple, 3 brown nuts, small green pear, a crumpled brown leaf, and a colorful piece of paper on her back. I'm never going to get into my nest. Well, then she sees a frog. Hedgehog padded to the pond. She goes, hello, Hedgehog. There's a lot of stuff on your back, croaked the frog. I'm trying to get rid of it. Well, dive, said the frog. That will wash it off. So the hedgehog dipped a foot into the murky water and then dived. Splash! Her friends watched Hedgehog bobbing up and down in the juicy red apple and the 3 brown nuts and the small green pear and the crumpled brown leaf and the colorful piece of paper were all still there, and now there was a pink water lily. She's getting an awful lot on her back, guys. But Hedgehog did not find it funny. Stop laughing, she spluttered as she stamped her feet on the ground. Where am I going to sleep? Pig and Squirrel looked worried, so did Frog. I do have one last idea, oinked Pig. Squeeze through that hedge over here, and that will brush everything off. So Hedgehog closed her eyes, squeezed herself through the thick leaf, but did it get everything off her back? Now she has 4 ripe blackberries, because they were on. But then she got a great surprise. A goat. What do goats eat, kids? Everything. They eat everything. Whoa! Cried Goat. You brought lunch. Help yourself, said Hedgehog. Take it all. Yippee! Brave the goat, and he picked off and ate the juicy red apple, and the 3 brown nuts, and the small green pear, and the pink water lily, and the 4 ripe blackberries, and for dessert he ate the paper. The only thing he left was the crumpled brown leaf. He just couldn't eat anymore. Hooray! Cried Hedgehog. She fell as light as a feather. Thank you, Goat. She ran as fast as her little legs could carry her through the gate, past the pond, across the orchard, under the tree, and home to her nest. Hedgehog squeezed into her little nest. It fitted her perfectly, and the nest was the best nest ever. Outside, a cold wind blew, and another apple fell from the tree. But it didn't fall on Hedgehog. She was safe in her nest, fast asleep. Isn't that a good one? And you do know that I do have a red apple on my head, you know. It's called a beret. Now we're going to do something really good because you do know that you should, if you don't eat the apple core, you should recycle it. You do know that. I hope you all know that. You don't just, you know. But I have a fun thing that you're going to do with the apple core. All right. This is called Go-Go Apple. It's by Claire Phillip, illustrated by Stephen Wood. The copyright is 2021. The publisher is Sunbird Books, an imprint of Phoenix International Publications. Now this is cute because watch. Now watch here. Now watch. I turn this. And where are the apple cores going? Into the recycling. I know. When an apple core drops into a food waste bin, okay, so there it goes, it begins an exciting journey. Crush, crush. A big truck takes it to the recycling plant. Beep, beep. If it is mixed in with grass, leaves, and other food, and sliced, then shredded and tipped into a tank. Okay. Some of the mixture is taken away to become compost, plop, dump. The rest turns into a liquid, fizz, bubble, glug, 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 that farmers use to feed their crops. And a gas that can be used to make heat and electricity. All from apple cores and stuff like that. Like, vroom! Beep! To power our homes and our cars. Beep! Hello! Then the compost is used in gardens. So you dig. Uh-oh, look at that. You know what's coming up? Ah, there's the pumpkins. Yes. And the plants soak up all the goodness. And are you ready? Because there's carrots. Here we go. And the compost helps new apples to grow. They even have little birdies in them. Isn't that good? I thought that was a good one. Yes. All right, now the next one. Oh, ready? All right. Now you got to remember Miss Tasha's old. But when I was young, I went to a little country school. And we did anything to have fun. Well, we all loved apples. So we'd all have apple at lunch. And we'd eat down to the apple core. So then we'd play a game. And we'd go, I would say, apple core. And then somebody else would say, who's your friend? And I would say, oh no, they would say Baltimore. Apple core Baltimore. And then I'd say, who's your friend? I'd ask them who their friend was. So they'd tell me who their friend was, and then I'd throw the apple core at them. But then, of course, we put it away, but we did throw the apples. Just thought that would be a fun thing. Okay, here we go. Apple Countdown. This is by Joan Holub, illustrated by Jan Smith. The copyright is 2009. It's published by Albert Whitman and Company. Okay, before I start Apple Countdown, I'm going to read you some. You're going to, Miss Tasha's a retired teacher. You have to learn things. Okay, here's some apple facts. There's a 5-pointed star shaped inside every apple. If you cut the apple in the middle, you'll see a 5-pointed star. It's beautiful. Apples are good for you. They contain vitamin A and C and potassium. There are over, ready, 7,500 kinds of apples grown in the world. That's a lot of apples. Apple blossoms start pink, but then they turn white. Apples can float in water. That's why when you do the bobbing for apples at Halloween, apples float. Because they're 25% air. There are over 2,500 kinds of apples grown in the United States. An apple blossom has 5 petals. An apple has 5 to 10 seeds inside. The most popular apple in the United States is the Red Delicious. I personally don't like the Red Delicious as much as I like Fuji's. I really like Fuji's. New kinds of apples are discovered every year. Without bees, this is what's important, to pollinate apple blossoms, trees could not grow apples. All apples are green at first. Red Delicious, Macintosh, and Fuji are red apples. Let's see, Fuji, that's what I like. Okay, here we go. Now, this is Apple Countdown. All right, I want everybody right now to start at 20, and I want you to go all the way back to 1. Ready? 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, here we go. Field trip day. Hooray, says Jose. 20 apples with our names, says James. I see a tag for me, says Lee. Okay, now we're on 19. 19 kids get on our bus, says Russ. Wiggle, wiggle. Wonder what he's doing. Doing something with his tooth. I share with Mr. Yee, says Lee. That was what, number 19? Okay, here we go. 18. 18 miles till we're there, says Claire. 8 miles, turn, then go 10. So 8 plus 10 is 18. Yeah, 18 miles. Okay, now we're on 17. Name 17 things we might see, said Mr. Lee. Okay, ready? Of course, you're going to see an apple tree. You're going to see a barn. You're going to see a basket, probably a butterfly. You're going to see a bird. Of course, you're going to see the farmer. You're going to see a rake. You're going to see a cow. That would be some of the things. An apple tree. See, he picked the apple tree first. Okay, 16. 16 steps to the gate, says Kate. Welcome to Applebee Farm. Hi, Farmer Applebee, says Lee. Okay, there are 15 cars on a train. All right. 5 yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 5 red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 5, 5 is 15. Oh my God. 14 cows. Moo, moo, says Sue. That's 12 cows plus 2, because 2 of them are over here. So there's your 2, and there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Take this section. Wow. 13, 14. All right, 13 ducks. Quack, quack, says Zach. 10 white ones and 3 black. Where are the 3 black? 1, 2, and 3. And then the 10 white. 12 rows of trees. There's Granny Smith. Where's Granny Smith? There's the green apples. Red Delicious, Macintosh, and Golden Delicious. That makes the best applesauce, is the Golden Delicious. And 11 hives of bees. Remember, they need the bees to pollinate so you can have apples. That's why bees are important. Yay, it's time to pick, says Nick. And he keeps wiggling and wiggling. I don't know. And boy, look at all the apples. Love it. Okay, number 1. Hold an apple in your hand, pressing the stem against the apple with your index finger. Twist upward and then pull gently down. Easy as 1, 2, 3, says Lee. All right, I picked small ones. My sack will hold 10. And there's the apples. I picked bigger ones, says Carolyn, but my sack will hold 9. And there's hers. Well, mine are the biggest, says Kate. My sack holds only 8, depending on the size of the apple. Why, 7 apples are green, says Christine. My 6 apples are red, says Ken. Want to trade with me, Ashley? And here's the thing. If you cut the apple second half that way. It's a star. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do that sometime. It's really kind of neat. And then you know what you can do? You can take some finger paint and stuff like that and use that as a printing block, and then on a piece of paper and paint some apples. Really good. An apple has 5 holes, each with seeds inside. Well, there are 4 seasons of the year. Okay. Winter, the branches are bare. Spring, the flower blossoms pink and white. In the summer, the apples grow. And then in the fall, apples are ready to pick. Three apple pies for us. How many slices are there? Okay, in this one there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In this one there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In this one, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 2 times 6 plus 8 is how many there are? Okay. 2 o'clock, it's time to go. Crunch, 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 crunch. 1 lost tooth for me, Chesley. That's what he was wiggling the whole time. He was wiggling his loose tooth. Bye. We love apples. We had fun. Thanks, Farmer Applebee. Okay, now, here are some more facts. Ready? Things you can make with apples. And that is your challenge. Name things that your family makes with apples. Go to Apple Hill near Placerville for a fun and tasty family outing this fall. My husband and I have gone to Apple Hill. We were living down there for probably at least over 30 years we have been going. We've enjoyed that. It's sure gotten a lot busy. We now know that we go on Friday first thing in the morning because Saturday and Sunday there's so many people. Okay, you can make pies, cakes, apple butter, turnovers, applesauce. That's what my husband makes every year. He makes the applesauce with the Golden Delicious and a few Roma to get some chunk. Caramel apples, I love caramel apples, and more. An apple tree can grow to be about 7 times as tall as a person. That's pretty tall. Some apple trees are over 100 years old. Not all ripe apples are red. Golden Delicious are yellow. Granny Smith are green. Dwarf apple trees are short, so they're easy apples to pick. Johnny Appleseed, which you're going to find out later, planted thousands of apple trees for American pioneers. And Washington grows more apples than any other in the United States. Okay. All right. Oh, dear. Here we go. Apple countdown. All right. No, this is bad apple. Excuse me. This is A Tale of Friendship. It's written by and illustrated by Ernest Hemingway. Edward Hemingway. Ernest Hemingway is his grandfather. It was copyrighted in 2012. The publisher is Puffin Books and Penguin Book Group. Now, you guys don't know who Ernest Hemingway is, but your parents and grandparents should. He's the youngest grandson of Ernest Hemingway. He received his bachelor's degree from Rhode Island School of Design and his master's from the School of Visual Art. His first picture book, Bump in the Night, was hailed for its tongue-in-cheek humor. I'm going to have to buy that book and read that to you guys. I got to remember. And clever details. He lives in Brooklyn, New York. Okay, here we go. This is Bad Apple. A tale of friendship between an apple and a worm. I know, what can I say? Mac was a good apple. He shared his toys with other apples. A ball, of course. He helped Granny Smith pick up after art class. And he loved to dive fearlessly into the watering hole. Woo! On a sunny day, Mac could bob for hours because remember, they're 25% air, so they bob. On one cloudy day, Mac would search for the perfect pillow of green grass and he'd take a long nap. In his dreams, it was always sunny, but one day, as Mac lay sleeping, it began to rain. Oh dear. Soon all the little creatures in the earth around him poked their heads out to look for higher ground. Some of them found safety under a large toadstool. Others crawled into stones onto stones and pebbles, but one small worm had another idea. When Mac woke up, he was covered in raindrops, but he wasn't alone. You won't believe, you won't dream, I just had a funny little brown worm tickling me right here. And now I can't seem to get him out of your head. It was you. That's how Mac met Will. Will showed Mac how to fly a kite, fly his hill, and play in the dirt. He loved Mac took his new friend to the watering hole to clean off. He couldn't remember a better day. Until he took Will to the orchard. Ew! Look at that! He's got worms! Mac's a rotten apple. I know, rotten. And then it goes, quite sweet, actually. So they left. Will cheered Mac up by reading aloud from some of his favorite novels. He was a bit of a bookworm. That's kind of for the parents. Mac liked adventure stories best. He always also liked it when Will finished his sentences for him. The most exciting part is when the pirates find the treasure in the dirt. Everything is to be in the dirt. But the next day it happened again. Ha ha ha, it's the bad apple. Ew, worms. And not only in the orchard would no one play with him, not even the crab apple. Bad apple. Oh, crab apples. That night the two boys sat alone on the ground without saying a word. In the morning, Will was nowhere to be found. You are a good apple. And he left him a message. Well, Mac went back to playing with his orchard friends, diving fearlessly into the watering hole and painting Granny Smith's class. But nothing was the same. See, he painted a picture with worms in it. There was a hole in Mac that he couldn't fill. Not a big hole, just a teeny tiny little, a small hole just big enough to fit. And nobody finished his sentence. Oh, that's so sad. Then Mac had to find Will. He searched low and high and in between. Oop, he lifted up a thing and there's a little, I don't know if it's an ant. In the dirt. Look at, he's upside down in the dirt. Around the watering hole. And just when he had given up all hope, he looked up in the sky, and there is the kite that has it's a leaf. So he runs to it. Oh, there he is with his books. He's reading books because he's a bookworm. And look at all the other little insects are there too. Mac knew he'd rather be a bad apple with Will than a sad apple without him. I was hoping I could help me turn the pages. See, they finish their sentences. How did you know? Because you will always be a good apple in my book. Oh, God. Good and happy, and there's nothing bad about that. Good friends. Good friends. Okay. Now, oh, you guys. See, the trouble is, Miss Tasha tried to do something nice because I'm going to kind of paraphrase Johnny Appleseed. But what does Johnny Appleseed have on his head? He has a cooking pot. So I got the grand idea, because I wear different kinds of hats. So I thought, okay, I'm going to wear a different kind of hat. Well, guess what? I have a 3-quart pot like that, but it just sat on top of my head, and I got it. So I had to reach down, and I had to get. So I'm sorry it doesn't have one handle. I have a 4-quart one, and see, I can wear it on the back of my head. So there's my. Woo! I know. It's going to be interesting. I'm going to have to keep my head really still because, see, it just kind of bobs. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to wear this. I'm going to turn it this way. There we go. Okay. Johnny Appleseed is by Laurie Haskins Hansen. It's illustrated by Genevieve Godbout. Its copyright was 2017. It's published by Golden Books and imprint of Random House Children's Books. Okay, so let's see if I can do this. All right, here we go. My golden book about Johnny Appleseed. All right. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit at the beginning. One fine September day, more than 200 years ago, a boy named John Chapman was born. Someday he would become famous, but he just was known then by a different name, Johnny Appleseed. Well, he had a lot of brothers and sisters, and he liked to be alone. So when he was young, he would just go walking in the woods eating a what? An apple. Oh, gosh, I don't know if this is going to stay on or not. Well, when Johnny turned 18, he took a very long walk, and he walked, oh my gosh, he walked from Pennsylvania to Ohio to Indiana. And everywhere he went, he took some apple seeds with him, and he thought, boy, I'm sorry, Miss Tasha tried, but that's not working. Okay, that's not working. Why not give the settlers a head start? So, in Pennsylvania, he actually found a nice patch of land that was really rich, but he had to build a fence around it because, of course, the deer and the rabbits would have eaten all the new little things. But he planted his seedlings. Well, as he planted more and more seeds, thousands of them across Pennsylvania, Ohio, and Indiana. And as he walked, going from nursery to nursery to tend his trees. Well, then settlers started coming, and they were happy to pay Johnny a few cents apiece for the seedlings. Sometimes he would even give them away to families who were in need. And the stories about Johnny Appleseed started to grow. That he would wear old ragged clothes, coffee sacks to make his shirts. He didn't wear shoes. By now, his feet were so tough that he said a snake fangs couldn't even prick him. And he would wear a pot for his hat. Sorry, I couldn't do the pot anymore. And then that's what he cooked his dinner in. And he would fill up with corn mush and potatoes and nuts if he could eat, because he wouldn't eat any meat because he liked animals. And he would sleep under the stars. And none of the animals bothered him because they knew he was part of the land too. The Indians also helped him. They told him which berries were good, which berries were bad, and how to make medicine from leaves and roots. And then he'd stop and he'd tell wonderful stories to the farmers' kids along the way. People retold his stories, and they said, do you know that he could thaw ice with his bare feet? I don't think so, but anyway. He had a tame wolf that followed him around like a puppy. One time, he had a contest with these men to chop down trees, and they chopped down everything, so he had a nursery. Well, he traveled hundreds of miles a year, making new nurseries and tending old ones. Every so often, he rode a horse or paddled a canoe, but most often he walked along with his wolf. He kept this up for nearly 50 years. One day, when he was 70 years old, he walked through a snowstorm to fix the fence that had broken. Afterwards, he fell ill and died. Well, today, because of him, there are apples grown in every single state in the United States. The apples that grew on Johnny's trees were known as spitters. That meant they were too sour to eat, but settlers used them to make cider and vinegar. His worn-out clothes made him look poor, but he wasn't. When he died, he owned over 1,000 acres of land. And there's a monument for Johnny in Indiana, where he died. The stone lists both of his names, John Chapman and Johnny Appleseed. And it goes, he lived for others. And he did. Because he did apples everywhere. He walked more than 150,000 miles in his lifetime. I know. Okay, now, I'm doing something totally different for my ending. Okay. Believe it or not, I was actually cleaning out some stuff, and I found this really cute thing on philosophy. And it's great truths that little children have learned. Let's see if you have learned any of these things. Number one, no matter how hard you try, you can't baptize a cat. Number two, when your mom is mad at your dad, don't let her brush your hair. Number 3, if your sister hits you, don't hit her back. They always catch the second person. Number 4, never ask your 3-year-old brother to hold a tomato. Number 5, you can't trust dogs to watch your food. Number 6, don't sneeze when someone is cutting your hair. Number 7, never hold a dustbuster and a cat at the same time. Number 8, you cannot hide a piece of broccoli in a glass of milk. Number 9, don't wear polka dot underwear under white shorts. And number 10, the best place to be when you're sad is in grandma or grandpa's lap. Isn't that the truth? Okay, I'm going to take a little break because I have to stand up, because I'm going to sing this one song and then you're going to try to sing it the second time through. Okay? I'll be right back. Are you ready? Now I'm going to do this the first time through, and then hopefully you guys will do this with me. Now here's the hard part. You put your fingers like this, and here's the hard part. You got to put your hands down here and your eyes like that. So that's because you have to have a mask on, okay? And the title of this is Up in the Air, Junior Birdman. Now remember, Miss Tasha can't sing very well, but here we go. Up in the air, Junior Birdman. Up in the air, upside down. Up in the air, Junior Birdman. Keep your nose up off the ground. When you hear the doorbell ringing and you see his badge of 10, then you know the Junior Birdman has turned his box top in. Are you ready? This is because you know Miss Tasha loves to yell. Ready? It takes just 5 box tops, 4 bottle caps, 3 gum wrappers, 2 coupons, and 1 thin dime. Are you ready? I'm going to spell it. Birdman, 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 meow! Okay, now you're going to try. I will slow it down, and I will go over the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ready? Here we go. The main thing is you have to try to do this. Okay, you got to try to do this every time I say Junior Birdman. All right, ready? Up in the air, Junior Birdman. Up in the air, upside down. Up in the air, Junior Birdman. Keep your nose up off the ground. When you hear the doorbell ringing and you see his badge of 10, then you know the Junior Birdman has turned his box top in. Okay, 5 box tops, 4 bottle caps. It takes 5 box tops, 4 bottle caps, 3 gum wrappers and 2 coupons. 3 gum wrappers and 2 coupons. And ready? 1 thin dime. Now for those who can spell Birdman, B-I-R-D-M-A-N, try to do it. Then you're going to yell it, and then you're going to do your ready. B-I-R-D-M-A-N, Birdman, Birdman, meow! That's it, kid. Now, I still have another one to do in September, and it's going to be just so much fun. I will see you soon.